Hello. Okay, yet again, I have to keep in mind this is the camera that's on me. So, whew, growing every day, new stuff every day. Woo, so exciting. Let me turn this down a little bit. So, my new thing today was making the executive decision with the boss, who's me, by the way. I'm the boss. I am my own boss. Making the executive decision that this whole black and white thing and sketch thing, that's not going to work for me. And that's okay because I might still leave some things in black and white, and I might not. We'll see. So what that means is, just taking some time to do some things. I put Sweet Girl in front of the camera. She was originally done with just pencil and ink and no color of any kind. And I used some color. And I went super, super old school Dory, like the Dory, no fucks given. Okay, no fucks given here. I'm not going to try to win any fucking awards, and I'm certainly not trying to win any big prizes or money. But I am going to do what I want to, what I have visualized in here. I'm going to do what I need to do to accomplish that, because that is the authenticity. The authenticity is what I create being something I would want to see, something I would want to enjoy, something that, sounds a little selfish, but whatever. So this one's done. I have her as far as I think I'll go with her. I am going to do the similar thing I did with the sketch. I'm going to take photos of her, and then I will play with the softwares. The Paint and Adobe Capture actually is one of my favorites because it'll capture shapes without color. That's been really rad. That was a nice discovery, as well as some of the other ones. And I went shopping because if anyone heard me yesterday, I'm not the artist that's going to spend a bunch of money. I am going to find the cheapest way to accomplish what I want. And I've decided, fuck digital coloring. Fuck it. So I went shopping and I bought some things. Now this piece is the piece that I did with the sun and some children that are holding hands around the sun. They're holding hands, and I am going to add some more color to this. In the way that I used to do this back when whether I was working on one of my original paper art pieces or I was playing around with my kids, whatever it was. As I titled the broadcast when I went on, one of the things I like that I want to say is that, I mentor people. And one of the things I do and try to do is encourage them that if they have any aspirations to be an artist of any kind, whatever that is, do it. And I have a quote in my book. I know it was in the book I just did, and I'm not sure I'm going to put it in the book I'm working on. But basically, the quote is, the only adults that are not artists are the adults that stopped coloring. And that is a quote. It came out of me one day when I was talking to someone who said she used to be an artist. And I said, what do you mean used to? And she said, and then she tried to say, because she doesn't, whatever. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the point. Everyone has the capacity within them to be an artist. I am truly convinced of that. And it's simply a matter of creating and putting something down. Is it going to be like everybody else? No. Why would you want it to be? I guess that's okay, but I don't like plagiarism. I can't stand the thought of having a piece look anything like someone else's. One of the reasons why I like original painting art as opposed to consistent kind of art where you're doing the same people or same pieces a lot. Well, one, I get bored really fucking easily. Really bored easily. Like no fucking way would I want to draw the same thing every fucking day. It just wouldn't work for me. My brain I can't function with that. So that's one of the reasons why when I do art, when I do create, whether I'm painting or doing this or whatever, it's very, very rare you're going to find any of my pieces similar. I did recently do a piece on canvas that was a depiction of a piece I had done on a smaller canvas. And the intention was to recreate her. So I did go into it with that. I mean, it would have been recreating my own piece, but I didn't do that because I wanted to copy myself. I wanted a bigger piece because the original is an 8x10. And I wanted a bigger canvas one. And what was great, I love it. I still have fine details and stuff to finish on her. I don't know what I'm going to do at the end. I might do some things with her that are a little different. So anyway, my point is if you're watching or you get a chance to watch this later, if you have any kind of hesitation in your heart of any kind, you're thinking about being an artist, you're thinking about, or you are an artist and you're doubting yourself or whatever, I'm just going to tell you that just, the minute you put something on paper, even if it's with fucking markers like I'm doing, that's art. That's art. That's art. One of my dear friends who passed recently, he had a belief that part of the problem with adults is that we don't look at life with any childlike wonder anymore. We don't appreciate the wonderful things about life. We don't do enough kid stuff. We don't wear enough tiaras and whatnot. So that was the other reason I was like, you know what? I'm going to, like I said originally, I'm going to add color to these because I am going to still manipulate them digitally. And I'm going to use some of the software techniques and cool stuff that I am learning. But I am adding color because the piece that I did, Sweet Girl, I manipulated her, and even with it just being in black and white, one of the apps I have added some red, and I loved it so much, of course, because, I like bright colors, that I'm like, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to do this my way. And so that's one of the reasons why I got all these markers out, and I got all my fun, super inexpensive tools to do this, because I would rather do this and then sit and have a little bit of fun with a software to manipulate it. I would rather do this than use a software to color something digital. I've tried. I played with it. I've dabbled with it. I fucking can't stand it. I just can't stand it. I don't know if it's my brain or the fact that I'm kinesthetic. Whatever it is, it just doesn't translate. It doesn't translate. My head, I can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my heart around it. I'm annoyed. And I said this the other day. I was thinking about this. I'm like, I don't do annoyed, really. And I had, of course, as I've been sharing all week, this whole project had been making me annoyed. And I keep pushing forward, and that's what I intend to do. But I'm going to stop letting the annoyance dictate what happens, and I'm going to just do what I like. Now, I may take a picture of these with this color and hate them. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't taken a picture of Sweet Girl yet. I added the color today, and I haven't taken a picture of her yet, and I haven't tried playing with it on the app or the software. So I don't know. We'll see. The good news is I won't have to worry about it because that's the other new thing that I do that I wasn't and hadn't done before is I take a picture of every phase and stage of the pieces. I had never really done that before. And I've been doing that because, one, I'm going to take all of these and do a coloring book. That's been on my radar for over a year. And part of the manuscript was actually prepared. I just never finished it. So that's one of the things that's going to happen with these is that the new ones, along with recreations from my art, I'm going to use my light box and I'm going to take the time, painstaking as it is, and I'm going to reline them for coloring pages because it goes back to exactly why I came online live to show people what I'm doing, because this is why I'm not locked away in a mental institution. This is why. I said something to that effect earlier when I was watching Joshua's live stream, is the fact that if it wasn't for art, if I didn't have art, oh my God, I would lose my mind. I would have lost it a long time ago. And so yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm showing anyone, like I said before, and I'm going to repeat myself, and that's okay. I don't mind repeating myself. If you think for a second that you're not an artist, trust me, you can be. Just, even if it's fucking crayons and paper, pick it up and just color, because you will be, that is what an artist is. Are there varying degrees of artistic skill? Sure. Sure. But skill doesn't make you an artist. It might make you a better artist, or it might make you one that someone's going to pay you money, but it doesn't mean you're not an artist. Just because you can't create something the same way that other people do, it doesn't mean you're not a fucking artist. And that's the voice I am shutting up in my fucking head, because I don't care about that. That's oh my God, I said this yesterday. If money or success had anything to do with why I was doing this, I wouldn't be doing it. I would have given up on that a long time ago. I figured out that money and greed was the root of all human sin ages ago. All of it. Everything in the world could be put away and be a better world if people would stop being so greedy and stop caring so much about money. So there's my social soapbox that I'll get off of, because I usually don't talk about that stuff. Oh man, I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with it because I am still going with the theme of this book. This is not emotional burlesque. Whatever I'm going to be, however I'm going to be feeling when I'm on this is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I love all of you. Even the one person who's watching that hasn't said hello. I love you. It'd be nice to know who's watching so I don't feel so alone, but that's okay. It's one of the reasons why I hope I'm not obnoxious to Joshua and some of the other podcasters, but when I'm on their shows, I always make sure to say something, because when I'm live, it's one thing when there's no one there. I know no one's there, and that's okay. But when someone's there and they don't say anything, whoever you are, it makes me feel so lonely. I just, I want to be said. I want to say hi back. So yeah. What else is going on? So I got to talk to my best friend. I get to see my kids tomorrow. My oldest is graduating from high school. I get to work from Old Town again tomorrow. This should be interesting. Another drive to Old Town. I'm realizing I'm doing this. For some reason I ended up over in that corner. Over there. So the other thing I got at the store were, I got these, which are rad, actually. I had never seen them before. They're markers, but they have a brush tip, like as if you're painting, which is just perfect for me. And of course, this is like I was saying before, don't let money convince you that you can't afford to do art, because I have been fucking, excuse my, you know what? I don't even care if I cuss. I have been using the cheapest version of whatever I can use for ages, because I gave up on trying to like be fancy a long time ago. I got no interest in it. Going back to the money and greed being the root of all whatever. Yeah, no. If I can get it and accomplish what I want without spending a whole, queen's fucking ransom, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So the one thing I couldn't find, I wanted a big fat orange highlighter. Couldn't find one. So I bought a bunch of little ones, which is okay. I hope that when I take the picture of this and play with the software, that it's going to look like what I'm visualizing. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm just going to use the black and white pictures I took. I didn't know what I was going to do with these pieces, and I had no plans for them. But I do know that now that I thought of this, we'll see. I'll have these like crazy childlike finished products, which actually is kind of cool when I think about it, because of the whole concept of this project behind the whole thing, and being, this is not emotional burlesque. The fact that I'm literally showing you the childlike coloring, as opposed to, oh, look how fancy this is. Yeah, it's not. It's so not fancy. If I were doing a painting, I will say, if this had been back before I was working on canvas and I was doing a piece on paper, I would not be flat, like slopping it on like this. I'd be I'd be a whole hell of a lot more particular. Oh yeah. And I got McDonald's French fries. My special treat to myself when I'm feeling like it. I'll go get me some McDonald's. This is a brand new highlighter and it sucks. Oh yeah, these are orange. I like these. Oh, this is the marker orange. Okay. So I wanted to use an orange highlighter because highlighters they glow. When you take a picture with the highlighter as opposed to marker, they glow different. And that's why I was trying to use an orange highlighter, because I wanted this orange in the back coming from the sun. But, oh well. I'll just try not to have it so dark. It does go on pretty dark, and that's okay. Because again, like I said, these are really for, and it was funny, I could totally do this. I know this is totally something you can do online. Like I could have totally taken the black and white and spent a lot of time putting color to this using the software, and I had zero interest in it. I tried. I gave it a concerted effort try, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. I literally have 2 orange highlighters to my name. And I swear one of these was supposed to have been you. Okay, let me try this one. Because this is the new one. Okay, you old thing, you suck. Oh, man. Oh, my God. So the other thing I did, because I knew I was coming online, is I put my spoken word poetry on in the background, because I found with everything opening up again, I might be able to do, okay, so that highlighter, where is it at? Yeah. So yeah, it's almost as dark as the marker, so it almost makes no sense to use one versus the other, but whatever. They are 2 different color oranges, so I like that. It may not matter depending on what I do with the photo. When I do those photo editing, it may not matter, but we will see. we will see. I'm tempted to leave some white. Oh, I know what I want to do. Okay, this marker is totally waste. Like, I don't know. That was supposed to have been a brand new one? No way. No way. Oh, see? That other one was clearly the lid or something was loose because it was dry. The expression I used in my video about anyone can draw or anyone can be an artist, you are no longer special. It's a play on words from a song by Van Bates, where the line in his song is, anyone can rap, you are no longer special. And I just love, I love almost every song that the man ever had, but that song cracks me up because he's, well, I can't really, God, he did every genre there is. So saying he was a rapper wouldn't be accurate. I mean, he was, but wasn't the only genre of his music. But I just freaking love it when I hear it because that kind of humility, that kind of owning ourselves and putting away the ego is rare. It's rare. Okay, that's super rare. And it's one of the reasons why of all his songs, I love that song probably the most. Well, Arcade's my favorite. But that whole expression, anyone can rap, you are no longer special. I don't think anyone can rap. I don't think that. But I do believe that, similar to what I was saying about coloring, anyone can be an artist. I was looking up, crap. Where am I at? There we go. So I was looking some stuff up, and my God, oh my God, I can't even talk. My best friend Leslie had, she studied art, so she was telling me some things last week and then over the weekend or whenever. And then so I looked up some stuff, and I looked up Gustav Klimt today. I have his book. I have one of his books somewhere, probably in my storage unit. I'm probably going to have to go get it because it makes sense that he's my favorite painter after I read his history again, because he was a symbolist, and there was another art category of art that he around the same time called Art Nouveau, I think was the name of it. Anyway, I was just reading a whole bunch of stuff today, and it's cool because it's one of those discoveries where I don't feel so alone when I think about not the way that I do something or the way that I paint something or the way that I see it. I could easily buy into the bullshit that it's not right or there's something wrong with it because it doesn't look like other people's work, or it's not the same this or same that. And that's just the point of what I was doing today. I was reading all this stuff about all these different artists over the years and over the history of art, and how there's, oh my God, the different types of art is as endless as the different colors there are, or the different palettes of color that we can create. It's infinite, really. And that's another reason, going back to what I said about anyone can be an artist. Whatever you feel like doing, you want to call that art, you go right the fucking go do it. You do you, boo. And I had to share that, and I'm sharing it right now because, man, I can be my own worst critic sometimes, my own worst friend, my own worst critic. And it's exhausting. That bullshit, it's just fucking exhausting. It's way better. I get way more done, and I get way more satisfied when I put that away. I put away the rules. I put away the conceptions, the perceptions, the assumptions, the bullshit of other people's opinions, my own comparisons, my own thoughts that if it doesn't look like this or if it doesn't look like that, it isn't that or this. I have to put all that shit the fuck aside, because the only failure The only fucking failure is not doing this. And actually, you know what? I hear myself say that, and I'm like, that's not even true. Fuck, if you don't want to do it, you do you, boo. That's a good point. No, if you don't want to do it, then don't fucking do it, and you're good. But if you do, if you're feeling like you do, if you're feeling like you want to create something, and for whatever reason, if whatever you're saying to yourself between your ears, if that's keeping you from doing it, oh my God, just stop that right now. Tell that voice in your head to shut the fuck up. Go grab some markers and paper and colors or whatever. I don't care what you put on paper. Even if it is a childlike thing like this. Create it, man. I'm like, did I put any blue in this? I'm like, do I have any blue? So yeah, I mean, that's just, somewhere I know it. Ooh, this is going to look cute. One of the things I like about the photo editing software, in addition to taking out color if I want and learning how to do that, because I learned how to do that. I'm still not great at it though. I fuck shit up all the time and I have to redo it, and I accidentally take out the wrong this and the wrong that, and it changed how I did some of my lines on the sketches. When I would be in the program trying to manipulate it to do something that I wanted it to do, it changed the way that I would finish off a line or finish off a piece, because I would know, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to want a gap there because I'm going to want to auto bucket fill that area. And if I can't auto bucket fill the area, I'm going to be annoyed. I have 3 beverages going over here. I have tea, which is now cold. I have my Diet Dr. Pepper that came with my McDonald's French fries. Let's see. And I have this fruit punch thing. Well, it's a sugar-free thing, but overwhelming sorrow. Yes, sometimes I do replay them. This is one of the poems that I don't know by heart, but I know a lot of it by heart. And when I go and do spoken word poetry live in a venue, it will probably be one of the first pieces I do. I will definitely do a piece that I feel a little more confident or comfortable saying out loud. More because of not really practice. It's not like I haven't really actually practiced. I'll say it when it's on. But it's funny, when I was producing the videos, by the time I got done with the videos, I would be so fucking sick of the poem. Oh my God. If I heard that poem again, or this poem again, or that poem again, I'd be like, oh, good God, enough already. Oh, I knew there were blue. Oh, I used this blue. What happened? Oh, that's funny. Sky's the limit. My own video paused because of the age limit thing on it. Haha, that's funny. Well, yeah. I don't write poetry for kids. Despite the fact that this particular piece that's going to accompany the haiku about children laughing, I don't write poetry for kids. I don't write anything for children. My artwork is not for children. I was listening to one of the live broadcasts that I follow of some comic illustrators earlier, and they were talking about someone whose comic was taken off of Indiegogo due to nudity. And I just rolled my eyes, and I'm like, this is why I just can't. I got no interest in being in any world with that kind of censorship, which is one of the reasons why I haven't even bothered to try to find a publisher. And I just published myself on my own with my own rules. I got nobody behind me. I got nobody behind me telling me I can't do this that way. Whew, that would, yeah. It's amazing. It's like by the time I actually got around to caring about, or not caring, but being willing to let anyone read anything, luckily the world had shifted to the point where I could do that. I could self-publish. And that's what I do. I do it how I want to do it. And no fucks given. Oh my God. The other thing I was thinking about is how much work these guys go into for their stuff, where they have to like, the guy earlier today was talking about, oh my God, the printing and the different, what did him and that girl talk about? They were talking about the printing and the shipping. And I was sitting there going, oh, fuck that noise. You know, like, no, I got no interest in that. Even if money were no object, I would pay someone else to do that kind of shit. I fucking can't stand that shit. And I know, you know what? I'm going to try to tell you I'm a humble person. But you don't work at the level I've worked at in my career and then get to a point where you're doing the mailing. You just don't. I'm okay. Someone else can do that. If someone can't do that for me, then Amazon can do it. It'll stay right there in some beautiful little PDF format, all stored. And it's so funny. Like I said this earlier this week, my word of the week is posterity. I basically am just doing all of this for my kids and my grandkids. You know, they may not care either. They may not look at it either. But you know what? They might. They just might. I would. One of my mentors, a lady up here in Ramona, oh my God, she is so smart. She's so wise. And she was talking about a song her mom did when her mom was alive. And it was, I wish I could remember what it was. Anyway, it was, it never did anything when she was alive. It was just a song she did. And someone had come across it after years, decades later, and made it famous. Her mom's song became famous long after she was dead. And that was trippy. I'm like, would I be here? Would I know that's happening? And I'm like, I don't really care. Because while I'm here, the satisfaction I feel having finished something, oh my God, it's totally worth it to me. I really couldn't. That's why I don't really honestly care what happens with it, is the fact that the satisfaction I have from a completed project, that's all the payment I could possibly need. It really is. It really, really is. You're a shooting star. Oh my God, I remember this poem. That's one of those poems that came out of nowhere because an ex-boyfriend asked me why I could put up with him, and it was I immediately wrote a poem. I do that. I've done that several times. Someone will ask me something, and because of what they're asking me or what the emotion is, I'll write a poem at it as the answer. Oh my God, just the other day, Spike posted something about doing movie reviews at 2 p.m. and how he wasn't a poet. And I I commented on his post with a poem. I literally wrote it right there on the fly and posted it. And that's just me. Oh, and that was pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Shooting star. It's called Ruminations on a Shooting Star. And it actually, that poem, not only did it become the title, similar title of my Diva meditation book for trauma survivors, it also became just one of those accomplishments that I was quite amazed at where it took me. The intention was not to do a meditation book. The intention was to do another poetry collection. And then that poem led me down rabbit hole, I guess is a good way to put it. And I ended up doing a Diva Meditation spiritual book. And I love it. I even pull it out sometimes for myself as a reminder, even though I wrote the writings are in there. I sometimes I have to remind myself to take my own advice, you know? So I think what I'm going to do is finish the color on this. I've decided to color all the white on this piece because anyone who knows me as a painter knows I like to do things that look like stained glass windows. It is the most consistent thing that I do use in my work. The shapes might be different, the forms are different, the people are different, but that is probably the closest thing to any kind of consistency. And I'd like to keep it that way. If I get to any point in my world where someone is actually looking at all of my work, the 100+ pieces that I have, the one thing I hope that I would hear from someone objectively looking at it is the fact that it's so different that no two pieces are alike. That's what that would be a success. That would make me feel very happy. Very, very happy. I don't want a bunch of artwork that looks the same. It's probably it is one of the reasons why my taste in music goes all over the place. My taste in clothing, my taste in movies. I could get real personal with the fact that with some other things, like I don't like titles, I don't like definitions. Don't ask me to give you what my beliefs are. It's just none of that stuff appeals to me. I don't want to sign up for any of that. Oh, that reminds me. One of the poems in this book, one of the poems in This Is Not Emotional Burlesque is called I Am Free. And as I don't do political poetry, I just try not to ever do anything like that. But it is a piece about not allowing other people to stereotype you or to box you in as a person. And because I can't. I'm not willing to do that. Not willing to sign up for what other people want to try to say I am or I'm not. And so it's called I Am Free. And it's really kind of funny because when I recorded the audio, it was back when Van was still alive, and I was recording the audio, and I there's a part of the poem that I know came out like a rap, and it cracks me. Trust me, I'm no rapper. I'm not a rapper. No. But the way that one particular stanza came out of me, it did kind of make me think. I'm like, oh, sounds like I'm trying to rap right there. And anyway, and then I hear, his song and this whole thing about, anyone can rap, you are no longer special. And it just cracks me up. The whole thing just cracks me up. So yeah, so when I get done with this, I want some green over here. I don't want this green though. I love when this happens. I'm really interested. Okay, yeah. So when I get done with this, I might do another one. Where am I at on time? Okay, yeah. If I'm going to try to keep it to an hour, maybe longer, depending if someone hops on and says hi. I'm just, hopping on here when I can. When I don't have my kids and I'm not at the day job. There's no reason to be afraid of me. I'm as submissive as they come. That's so true. I love when people get me confused. Well, I'm not defining myself, as I said, but I am not an alpha by nature, I guess is the way to put it. 100% alpha in the sense that I've had to choose to be an alpha. Hi, Pops. I ain't scared. I don't know how long you've been there, Pops, but I was talking about the fact that I decided to add color and I decided to go old school Dory. And it's this piece, because it's about a haiku of kids and a haiku about laughter and children and being adults and trying to hold on to some of that childlike wonder that we have or had as kids, trying to capture some of that as an adult. It inspired me to add color to this particular piece and add color with some old tools instead of newfangled this or that. And reassuring my peoples out there, anybody could be an artist if you really wanted to. You just got to get a crayon and a piece of paper. 100%. So I forgot what I was talking about. Boundaries. Oh, definitions, the alpha thing. So alpha by necessity. Sure. Alpha by necessity. 100%. Nobody's coming to save me. There's no, I'm quoting someone else's thing I found one day. There's no castle here. I'm no fucking princess. There's no dragon. This is not a fantasy. This is real fucking world. Nobody's coming to save me. Which means I get to save myself. And that is why. Yeah, okay. I get, perceived as an alpha all the time. But that's just because someone hasn't actually paid much attention to getting to know me. Because the real me is not alpha. I know where I was supposed to be. And I'm going to probably piss off some feminist who might see this. But I was meant to be birthing babies and raising children. That's what I was made for. Not all women are made for that. I know I was. And that's not what happened. I didn't get to do that. And I don't know what color to put there. I'm running out of colors. I got all these colors in here and I'm like, oh shit. So yeah. So I just do what I do to pay the bills, make sure my kids have what they need. And that's as far as I need to concern myself with the rest of it. It does mean having a very contradictory personality that others perceive when they get to know me. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only woman like me. They see one thing. They think they see alpha because of the career that I have, or taking care of myself, paying my own way. I've never had anyone pay my way, ever. I wouldn't know what a live-at-home, stay-at-home person thing. I wouldn't even know how to do that. Yeah, you see all of that, and then you perceive a certain whatever, and I'm like, yeah, no, that is not who I am. What's funny is I'll either get, in the dating world of being approached by someone from a dating perspective, I'll either get the mama's boys that think that they need, oh, she's got it going on, and think that I'm going to take care of them. And I'm like, boy, I got sons. I'm not looking for a bill. You move the fuck on with that shit. I don't want anybody paying my way, but you better be able to pay your own. That's it. That's just fucking fact. I got no interest in having to pick up someone else's debt, or no. And then there's the other types who are like totally fine. They don't need anybody. They're just like me. They're doing their thing. They've got their money. They've got their place in the world. And those guys, most of them are either already taken, or they're still running around, running amok and sowing wild oats because, oh man, the confidence. I'm trying not to use graphic language, but the confident man who is controlled by a particular part of his anatomy as opposed to love. Yeah. he's not going to stick around in my world either, because he's going to find out real quick he's dealing with a God's daughter diva woman, and you know, he's like, ooh, oh shit, no. This whole player lifestyle thing, she ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly with this woman. No, bro, it don't fly with me. It's so funny. In my stand-up comedy, which I write a lot, when I get upset or I get mad or I get sad, stand-up is where I go. Like it's funny. Like I was saying earlier that this is like my therapy, and it's why I'm not in a mental hospital somewhere. But my stand-up comedy falls in that category too. You know, that 100%. 100%. I know for a fact that there's probably some guys out there and women who the only reason I didn't want to, like, you know, end up in prison over what I would want to do to them was because I would just write a stand-up joke about them. My ex-boyfriend, yeah, he said that to me. He's like, I didn't go doing a bunch of like online passive aggressive post or whatever about us. And I laughed, and I'm like, well, you should have, because it worked for me, because doing my stand-up, it certainly helped me feel fucking better. That's just what I do. So I don't know if I don't think this black will bleed, but we will see. Not that it would probably matter much. But I'm almost done with this one. And then like I said, nope. I may have time to do one more. The other one I have is not as intricate as this, or at least I don't think it is. I keep saying that. Okay, these markers are definitely better than the other ones I got, because I got two different kinds. And these ones that have the tip, that's funny, the tip. The tip that's like a whatchamacallit. Oh my God, I forgot the name. Oh, a brush. It's more like a brush. I like it. I definitely like it. Here we go. I need black. So next will be, what's kind of cool about this too is that what I've been doing is after I've done a piece or I've finished it to a point where I take the pictures of it and then I play with the software, I kind of save that part of the whole thing for myself to do later at night. When I just, I'll put a movie in and then I'll sit there and play on my phone. I usually put a movie in that I've seen a million times. I watched Addicted to Love yesterday. I can't remember what I watched the other day. I've watched a bunch of Keanu Reeves movies. It's so funny. The human eye, there's only like 3-4 colors, and I don't have brown. Oh, well, I guess I do. I guess I kind of can use a different color. But I'm going to use red because it's not going to matter, because I'm going to do some arty, creative stuff on the computer. That's so cool. Mix the orange. She ended up with some brown. I like it. I like it. I like it. I really, really like it. I'm going to leave their faces white. So that's something. Because depending on what I do with the manipulation of the software, we'll see. And what's really cool, the other thing is, like, the other reason I gave myself permission to add color was that I can always take the color out. I can do some of that stuff too. This looks like a pizza. It's kind of cool. It's so funny how like I no plan when I was putting these in here. And then I'm looking back at it, and now I mean one of the things that was planned was having these like shapes in here and stuff, kind of to resemble some either toys or just childlike kind of stuff. You know, and it's funny, like I couldn't have told you that's what I was going to create over here, but this looks like a little bit of a miniature golf thing right there coming into her dress. That looks like a pizza to me. I did do him on purpose. The two guys and the little stuffed bear, either a bear face or a dog face, whichever one you want to call it. Of possibilities. Oh, piece of my flesh. Tip isn't for the miser. To paper, shallow miser. Only loves true flower. Bliss within. Oh, I forgot about that poem. It's a poem I wrote roughly around the time I was doing the sexual trauma recovery stuff along with studying Tantra. And it talks about how, as a woman, for me, it's my job. It's my job to make sure that anyone who I'm allowing into my personal space, into my body, is worthy of that. And it's a lot, too many people, me included, who lived a portion of our lives thinking that we weren't worthy, and so we would allow ourselves a certain amount of abuse or a certain amount of mistreatment from people because of that. And fucking over that shit. I got no interest in that anymore. All right, so well, that's interesting. That is so cool. I just realized that I am not in the stream anymore. No idea why. Oh, I bet you my phone died. That's cool. That's okay. I'm pretty sure you guys can still hear me. That's funny. So that's this piece. And you know what? That's perfect timing. I know that the sound is still on because the sound's being picked up by the camera mic. So there you go. And the other piece that I'm going to do, actually what I'll do him real quick with everyone here. So this is one that I have a whole other version of him. That's kind of funny. Actually, I kind of like the fact that I'm not on the screen anymore. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So I have a whole other version of him. And in the other version, it's going into the book. This one, I'm going to do a different version of him. And we will see what I do with him when he's done. I'm just right now going to use this big, huge, fat marker to get the basics, to get all these basic lines. And I will figure out what I'm going to do with the digital picture of him after I take one. It's become this like additional kind of a thing. It took my mind a bit to warm up to the idea of doing anything on a computer with my art. And I am so grateful that I finally got to a place where I've got ideas of things I want to do now that I've learned how to do a few things. And oh my God, I'm so happy that that I finally found that feeling I needed to remind myself that I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about becoming some great computer animator, illustrator person. Because I would probably want to I probably would want to shoot myself if I had to do that as a job. I got no interest. I got enough. Maybe I would feel differently if I weren't on a computer for my day job all day. I don't know. Maybe. But as my best friend was reminding me, she's like, no, she goes, your medium's your medium. And some people just can't cross over. And I don't think that I'm one. I'm going to do what I can with it to at least a degree that it accomplishes some of the things I want to do for the coloring book that I want to do. It's going to be, it's basically probably going to be yet another one of those things that I give away, because I do, anyone who knows me knows there's a certain amount of things I do in my life that I do on purpose without expectation of anything in return, as my way of giving back. And doing a coloring book for adults for therapeutic reasons or whatever it might be, I can definitely wrap my mind around doing one. And I might do it for free. I might not. I don't care. I really don't know. It depends. It depends. There's also the option of doing a donation thing where it's, sure, it's free, but people can, of course, give a donation if they want. Okay. I like this. I think this marker was fine for the outline, but I know I'm going to use a different size marker in a minute here. I'm going to switch to a different one, because this one was just fine for that. Oh, no, not that one. That was the other thing I did earlier today, is I organized. Oh my God, I organized all my, this is still not the one I want. Oh my God. Just give me my Sharpie. Yes, I'm going to do Sharpie. Oh, you're really going to use a Sharpie? What kind of artist are you? Well, I'm the kind of artist that does what I want, how I see fit. Nobody's the boss of me. I love it. So yeah. The dog is barking and my poetry stopped, which is fine. And because I'm only going to finish the black outlines of this, and then I will be going offline for the night. My one viewer is still there. I don't know who you are, but thank you for watching. You could say hi. Choo-choo, choo-choo. So my poetry goes off and I start humming. And then I make this mental thought, or I have this mental thought that, I really don't sit in quiet silence much. Maybe I should do more of that. Where it's just quiet and nothing's happening and there's no talking. How interesting would that be? That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. Interesting. So yeah, so this little guy is just going to be probably either a graphic, like a little bitty thing. I might turn him into a logo. I haven't decided yet. And I do know that all these different things I'm doing could be done on a computer. Probably way simpler, way less time. And I would still do what I'm doing, because this is what makes me happy. This is what works for my soul. Oh, damn it.
So funny. Like, it works perfectly, and then it does that shit. That's okay. It's okay. There we go. There we go. To remind myself to slow down. Slow down. It's okay. It doesn't have to be so fast. And I'm humming again. It's okay. Defeat. It's so funny. I keep looking for myself in the camera, and I'm not in the camera. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not there. Ha ha. That's kind of funny. Wish fine. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I the only person that has to count digits sometimes? Ha. Just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. Actually, I'm very serious. That it's like a real thing I've had to do more than once. Like, probably because I try not to even bother with them, to be honest. And that's okay. That is perfectly okay. Because my art isn't supposed to be exact. It's never been meant to look exact. Even, I was reminding myself, just even, well, not today so much, but the other day, I was like, even if I had some of that skill, I probably would still do my art the way I do it. Because a lot of what I see isn't real life. I mean, it's real life, but it's like a version of it as an abstract realist thing, like my best friend said. She had the name of it. Okay, so I like him. And like I said, he may end up as a logo for my, I think he might end up being, it just came to me. I think he might end up being a logo for my diva meditation. Because I'm working on it. Well, I'm not working on it this minute because I'm working on this poetry collection. But I do have volume 2 of my diva meditation books. I have about half of that. That one I probably won't work on until later this year because I just did volume 1 last year, and so no big deal. I'm going to do this one and then do the comedy one, or this and then nothing else. I don't know. I am going to pack up and get out of here. Get out of here. So if you are watching, my one viewer, thank you very much for hanging out with me. When you get brave enough to introduce yourself and tell me who you are, we can have a conversation. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day. Bye.